reports anywhere else, if that would be of help. Another alternative is to ask you to come back in 2-3 months' time and present another report where we can knock it around the table. But members, I'm in your hands. What would you like to see done in relation to this?
I think it all depends, Chair, what audience we're actually trying to consult with. I mean, councillors themselves have enough problem with acronyms. I mean, it's just like talking in a foreign language, and if you're trying to engage members of the public and you start talking about DSG and grants this and grants that, they haven't got a clue. And nor would you expect them to have a clue. And I think documents should be written with that, depending on the audience that you're seeking to engage. If it's councillors, okay, we can get by, although we don't like acronyms, or I certainly don't. Maybe on the first page, or you can put a glossary on each document. But when you engage with members of the public, you've got to be seen, they've got to know what you're talking about.
It's just linking on to that, actually. I think it's important to ensure that we can demonstrate the results of consultation have materially influenced policy and actions of council. Otherwise, it will be yet another example of unfulfilled expectation, and that will be a kiss of death for consultation. Time and time again, we go through the mechanism. Chocolate biscuit and £5 for a focus group, and we take no bloody notice of them anyway. I mean, you might as well save your £5.
Yeah.
I mean, if I could just, I suppose, comment in terms of what would be most useful to us as officers. I mean, we would, the two things we would really value is direct member input would be valuable to us, and we would welcome a small group of, because we want to move very quickly with this, we want to get it in place very early on with the Life and Authority. Working with a small group of members who are very interested in this would be the most benefit to us. But also, just to pick up on the final point, to be able to come back at a regular point in terms of reporting back on behalf of the authority the outcomes that have been delivered, I think is vital, because not only for keeping members informed, but it's that discipline there for officers as to why they're undertaking this consultation, and that they are going to be judged in terms of what that's delivered, and also in terms of the good practice of making sure we then communicate that back out to the public, which is again one of the areas we do often fall down on, maybe the area consultation. So what would be most benefit for us is working with a small group of members who are interested in this area, and an opportunity to report back at the frequency that would best suit you in terms of the outcome of the overall consultation programme.
Do you want it set up as a formal task and finish panel, or do you want it to meet informally, guys? I don't mind either way. Task and finish? Well, if we say then that we have a task and finish group of the four of us that we just identified, but if we can bring a report back to this committee in 3 months' time, would that make sense? So we're basically saying the task and finish group will have finished its work within those 3 months. You bring it back here, but I would have thought this sort of work is going to have to go in front of the executive, and the executive sign it off to say this is a policy which we're now taking across council as a whole, if perhaps not even full council itself. Are you all happy with that, members? Yeah? Okay. Well, thank you very much. Thank you for attending, and I'm sorry it's 9:15, but time's just flown by with Connections.